Hello, everybody, and welcome to another installment of a live chat with KJs only. Hello, guys.
Hey, guy.
Well,
Hey, we got Jeff in here, Jeff Radzik, JR, as he goes by in his field, and he's from New Hampshire area. Dennis Healy, which we all know and love, the little man with the big sound. Hi, Dennis.
Hey.
Matthew Shun, he's the stud muppet of the group. He's there in sunny Palm Beach. Maybe that's Hawaii. I'm not sure.
it's
And then,
it's wishful thinking.
last but not least, we got look at that face, right? That's a face only a mother could love. Hello, Kevin.
Hi, Eric.
Tonight's topic will be, and then we'll go on to something else, is we all have encountered or still do, and it may even be the same people every week, impatient singers. God, who wants to kick this off first? Anybody? We've all had it.
Oh, absolutely, we've had them. I used to have them all the time, and I used to have like three or four every week that will constantly were asking, "When am I next? When am I next?" And I used to have a scrolling marquee on the bottom that would show where everybody was up, and it would say that they were like seventh or eighth, and I would say, "See that right there? It says you're number seven. That means six people, then you. That's when you're gonna
Some
go."
people have a hard time with that, Dennis.
Yeah.
Uh,
Did you give them a calculator and they could,
I, I, I would I would say everyone's got their shot. Everyone has their time. And if I'll get to you as soon as I call your name, then you'll be coming up.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. That's how about you, Kevin? I mean, you're relatively new to doing karaoke shows, I'm
Yeah.
sure, and I'm sure you ran into at least one of these
Yeah.
impatient.
Um, Actually, it was just last week was my biggest impatience. And part of that was, I think, part of a problem that developed where I was working with two different paper lists and an app. And the person was like, well, how come I'm here and I haven't been playing? It's like I tried to explain to him, but he wasn't the most understanding or maybe intelligent. I don't know. Just had some problems with my explanation of I'm working from two lists to combine to one. So, please be patient. Also, as people come in, and if someone comes in at the first and they've already had three or four songs that they've got to sing, someone new comes in, I'm going to try to bring them in. He was a new one, so I was trying to move him up in. He just was like, I want it yesterday, but yet after he sang his one song, he didn't sing anything more. So it wasn't like, he was trying to play catch up with everybody else. So I did have little issues. And because I had a big following on Friday, I said, ladies and gentlemen, just want to let you know that we have a lot of songs. I gave them the total quantity I had, queued up. I had like 20, 30 songs. Please be patient. You will be gotten to in a timely as a fashion I can get. I decided because I had so many, I did not do any kind of a dance set in between. I just sort of bang, 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 bang because I had so many people.
Right. That's a good thing
So
to do.
yeah, if it's a slower night and I only got like one or two or three more, and I know they're people that I've seen before, my regulars, they still to the end, I'll throw in a dance set.
Sure.
And this night was just, I had such a quantity that I wanted to make sure, especially the new people, got down through the list and got there at least one song because that made them at least happy to have come in and got the song, especially if they come in strictly for the karaoke.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I haven't had a lot of problem, but that time I did. He got a little grumpy. He sort of got up in my face. I had a family member there. He sort of consoled him. I call my family member now the pacifier, and he was shortly able to get up, and I think in one or two more songs, and the rest of the night went uneventful. I did have one girl come up. She goes, "Which one is my next song?" Or "How far out am I?" Because she wanted to know about bathroom breaks. You know.
Right. That's all right.
So that's perfectly fine. It's like, hey, do you want me to move you back? No, I'm quick, So, I haven't had a lot of problems so far, and I hope I don't have a lot of problems.
Yeah. Cool. Jeff, how about you?
Well, my experience more with impatient singers was the ones who don't think the sound is correct.
Oh,
They
Well,
take it
that
way
that
too seriously. Matter of fact, Eric, you've had a run in with this person.
yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm talking about.
that's a whole different show in
It's a
itself.
whole different show. But he
Yeah.
wasn't
Well,
patient
with the sound, yes.
because he was always up next too. He always wanted to be up next. He had that, and then the sound not right, or it wasn't the right version, or
That's okay. You could say who it is. Go ahead.
well, they wouldn't know, so it doesn't matter. Uh, he was
Just give us
always.
an example. Give us an
Is his name
example.
Mark by
One
chance?
night I was in one place doing a show for Eric, and he came up, and I had new people coming up, and he already gone once, and he basically got real miffed, and he went to the owner and he said the only reason people come to this show is because I sing here.
oh, wow.
What?
Yeah,
There you go. This is what I wanted you to say, Jeff. Thank you.
That's
Can we all have this guy too, right? We all have
I've
this
had
guy.
that
Yeah.
person. Yeah, everyone's
They're
here.
only here for me. Yeah.
Right.
yeah, that's what he said, and I almost felt I started laughing because people were there to have fun. I thought.
Right.
No, but that's
Yeah,
exactly
But
what I
you
wanted you
could
to
never
say.
get him
Jeff.
up soon enough.
Just, I didn't want you to forget the point of the story, and that's
Yeah.
exactly. He
I was
actually
getting
had
it.
the gall to say, the only reason why you got people in this venue was because they're here to hear me sing.
Right.
And of course, if he had said that to Matt, Kevin, that you would laugh too. It's just funny to hear
Oh.
somebody say that.
Oh,
you know?
right. They come right out and say it.
Right. Yeah. I think that's great. Thanks, Jeff. How about you, Matt? What's up, man? I know you've got a doozy. You're waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I've had my share of these all the time. To be honest with you, just this past Saturday, we had two birthday parties and a retirement party in the bar, and there was this one gal that was like getting really just antsy, and so she came up and asked, hey, when am I up again? And I said, well, you're up in like four. I want to be up next, and da da da, because I gotta go.
Everybody's got to go.
Well,
Everyone has to go.
Well, just go.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Exactly.
I'll be back.
So,
Yeah.
but this other one that
And
this
they're
is
still there an hour later, right?
the
Right.
doozy was about maybe, I don't know, maybe 10, 12, 15 years ago, something like that, whatever. I was doing a show in a Hmong bar. If you guys don't know, Hmongs are from Asia. They're like the Filipino and
Oh, they're
whatever type
Mongolia.
area. So Sri Lanka, that kind of thing. So anyway,
See, we're
it was-
learning things here too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Matt. Good. Yeah.
So anyway, we've got a Hmong community here, and I used to play at a bar in that area of St. Paul, and so anyway, got to be about there was probably about a half hour left in the show, and this guy comes in with his girlfriend and says he wants, he's trying to throw money at me and say, hey, I want her to get up next, and I'm like, well, dude, there's like, half hour left in the show. I got a bunch of people that got here before you guys did, and they haven't sang yet. So, and I'm probably not going to be able to get to all of them either.
Right.
So it's pretty much guaranteed that I won't get to your girlfriend either, right? The next thing I know, I got clocked in the face,
Holy shit.
and the guy's like, "You don't know who I am," This is a Hmong guy. He's like, he's a Hmong guy, and he's like got the hat cocked to the side, and he's a gang bang kind of guy, and I don't know if he's like a gang leader or something like that or whatever. But anyway, yeah, this guy was like, he's kind of a big guy too, pretty well built, and yeah, so he took a swipe at me and hit me right in the face. So that was my
Wow, I never had it that bad.
Now
Yeah.
that's impatient. Yeah.
That
That,
is.
but you know what?
Did he
Did you
ask
put
you
her up?
afterward
Do what?
if you're going to play it now? You're going to have my girl up now?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Now
hey,
you see, it wouldn't escalate that far because I pay good money for my security, you know, and they would have blocked that punch. I'm just saying, you know, they
When did you get
I'm kidding.
security?
and that was another thing too. Is I went to the people that own it. It was a family owned bar, and I went to the bartender. He was like the owner's son or whatever, and I'm like, aren't you going to do anything about this? This guy just freaking hit me. Aren't you going to
Right.
kick him out? And he's like, no. Um, he's a good friend of mine, so we're going to let it be.
Oh,
And I'm
go
like,
figure. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm like, well, that's the end of that. I'm out of this place. I quit.
Yeah,
So that was my last night at that bar. So
I would absolutely. I would have packed it up right then.
Yeah.
yep.
It's crazy, you know. Yeah, I actually, you know what, Dennis? I probably would have just packed it up. I'm out of here at that
Yeah,
point.
I would have. I
Yeah.
would have been like, I'm done.
Yep.
You know, that's ridiculous.
Where were the bouncers?
They don't have any.
Oh,
Yeah. Actually, none of the bars that I work at currently
Have anybody?
have any bouncers at all.
yeah.
Luckily, we've got doormen everywhere I work, and
Good.
they stand usually 10 feet from me, so they can hear or see if things are getting heated, which they have many times.
Right.
And they'll come up and say, "Let's go. You got to leave this guy alone. He's trying to work." You know.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
used to go to the
thankful
place. All
for
I had
that.
to do was say,
Yeah.
all I used to have to say is guy in a red hat, and they would go suck the guy out.
Yeah. Or all I got to do is
Yeah,
point to the guy, and he's gone.
yeah.
So not all of us are fortunate enough to have doormen,
No.
like Matt said. You know, like Kevin, you have doormen where you're at?
No, the bartender is a good sized guy, and he come over when I was having some issues. He said, "Is
Okay.
everything okay?" It's like, "Well, I'm having a little problem." It's like, "Yeah." He sort of flipped a switch. Someone gave him, I guess, bought him a drink or gave him a whiskey, and he just went sort of off the deep end,
Yeah.
just getting loud and sing it, girl, and yeah, and then up in my face, you're disrespecting me. It's like, no, and if you're trying to pull a racist card, you had your wife up here. I just couldn't read your song because it was on paper and your handwriting is horrible that I didn't
That's
even know.
why I use an app. That's why I use an app.
That does help. Yes, it does. So it was just a bad combination of situations combined together. So
This, you know what? We all have impatient, singers, and it's usually kind of like what Matt said. You're done at 1:30 a.m. where I'm at, and they all stroll in at 12:30 a.m.
Oh yeah.
By that time, you've already got your last hour, right? I would hope you
All
do.
set up. Yep.
And it's only
Booked
because
up.
they went somewhere else
Right.
before you.
Right.
yeah.
So now they're up there throwing money at you, and I'm like, I don't want your money.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing I can do, you know?
I think
And then
part of why
some of them do get violent. Some of them will get violent, like
Right.
with Matt and Kelton. And it's sad for a song, please.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to assault the DJ
Yeah.
for a song.
Yeah,
Come on.
one thing that probably helps me out is the bar is called a pub. It has leather seats and sofas and stuff, so it's higher end, and it's only 7 to 11. So they shut down at 11. So I'm not dealing with the
After crowd.
Overflow.
the troublesome ones.
Right.
These are going to go home, go to bed, not go to the next bar.
Yeah.
They're done. So I don't have to deal with quite the crazies that some of the other bars that I might eventually get into. It's just right now I'm not
Right.
dealing with that.
Well, as far as the impatient, I've got this one girl. I'm not going to say her name because this goes on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, don't forget to click the links down below. Those are our advertisers, and then I'll tell you, there are a lot of good advertisers that we have down there, and they're
May I
helpful
mention some
to
of
the
them?
KJ. Yes, please, Matt.
EV, Electro Voice. We've got Pro X Direct. We've got DJ Event Planner, and a slew of other ones. So just look for them down below.
Excellent.
If you're ever looking for anything karaoke, you can also go to djntvnews.com/karaoke, or if you want mics, djntv.com/microphones. And it's a very helpful tool. If it wasn't for DJNTV, we wouldn't be here tonight. So I think we got to give a big shout out to
Excellent.
John Young, who owns that, and his son. Let me look up his name. Michael. Sorry, I have it here. I got it. I took notes.
Now,
Michael does
I
all the
personally
editing.
feel that
Yes,
without
sir.
my mom, I wouldn't be here either. Anybody else feel that way?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, you guys, that's the difference. You guys were all born. I was rang out from a bar rag. That's how, yeah. My father was a bar closer. Anyway, so I get this one girl who she'll put in a song, and she don't care how busy it is, and every time I go to announce who's next, she'll be like this, staring at me.
Uh-huh.
You ever have them? Oh my
Man.
God, it's scary. She scares me. She really
Right.
does. Not me. Not me. And I'm like, you just put your song in 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It's scary. She hasn't punched me in the face yet, but I think it's coming soon. Yeah, impatient singers. It's they're out there. Just be
Well,
aware. And
yeah.
this show just ain't for us. It's for people who most likely want to be a KJ or thinking
Right.
about being I mean, these are all things, all these shows that you're going to go back and watch them all that we've done because you're going to learn. Do you really want to get into this?
Right. Or if you are, this is what you're going to run into, kind of thing.
Maybe the same for
prepared.
you. But I think it's for everyone.
Yeah.
Anyone could be a KJ. I really do.
Sure.
It takes patience on our side, a lot
Right.
of
gotta get
patience,
into it for the right reason.
Entertainment talent.
knowledge of sound,
gab.
how to run that mixer.
Yeah. Gift of gab.
But it's a lot of fun. Now, wedding DJs, and it's a whole different ballpark.
That
okay,
is.
what that they're both equally stressful. I'll say that much. I do both. I think everybody in here does both.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think if somebody asked me what's more stressful, a wedding or karaoke, I don't think I could answer that. I think they're both
the wedding's
equally
more
as
stressful.
stressful. You think so, Jeff? Well,
Yeah, I think that I get more stress out of the wedding than I do the karaoke.
I do too. I do
Karaoke
too.
can be overwhelming, not stressful.
Right. But you can't mess up a wedding. You only get one
Can't
shot.
mess up a wedding. Exactly. You get
Well, you know
one
what?
chance in that one.
I agree with you both. A wedding, you can't press rewind.
No.
It is what it is. Live.
And then you got to be
But
right. the
think
first
about
time.
it. Think about it, though. Let's just say you're hosting maybe a karaoke contest. There ain't no rewind there either. And
No,
if
but
something
you
goes
can-
bad, self with one of your files during their performance,
Yeah.
they're going to look at you.
Right.
Right.
But you
So,
can
I mean,
redo, you can redo that, and it's not a lasting memory. Where a wedding is a lasting memory. You only got one shot, one time.
yeah, well, I guess it's how you look at it. I mean, maybe I'm being a perfectionist at both what I try to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Trying to make everything 110%.
Yeah, I always try to do that too, Eric. Yeah.
But it's not easy, is it?
It's
It's
not.
now would I focus more on a wedding? Absolutely. That's gonna they're gonna get 200% no matter what.
Yeah.
A karaoke show, what is it, $200, 250, whatever you're making at a show now. I mean, a wedding, you're making a lot more money. So of course you're gonna focus more on the wedding, right?
Niceness
Right.
of it.
Uh, there's gonna come a time if you have not done one where you're gonna do a karaoke contest, and believe me, all eyes are on you,
Yeah.
and that's scary. They want to make sure, even if they mess up, they're going to blame you. And they've done that to me in the past. This was the version, this was the track you wanted. And now all of a sudden you can't keep up and you get, oh, it was too slow. You gave me what track you wanted, you know?
Exactly.
And Matt, have you ever done a contest?
Oh God, yeah. And they were recorded too on video.
Right. Well, mine were too. I think they all are at some point. So the stress is unbelievable at that point, right? It's almost like a wedding where you don't want to mess up the singer's name, because you're being recorded. I'm not saying televised, but it will be up on YouTube or somewhere someday, right?
Yep.
And so you don't want to mess that up either. That's why I said it's just as stressful as a wedding to some point. I don't know if you guys got what I was trying to say, but it's like karaoke, all eyes are on you with the microphone because you're calling the shots, right? You may not be the one singing. Now the singer can make an ass out of you because they were not prepared. So they got to blame it on somebody. And who gets blamed? Usually the host, right? I mean, the host always gets blamed. Oh, he did the wrong track. Or anyway. We're
you're Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah. We're going way off where we were, but I mean that's another show in itself too. Yeah. I mean, that could be a future show. But next week's show topic is going to be, and there's something to think about if you're going to join next week. If you're sick, who you getting for a fill-in? And Matt, don't answer that because I already know your answer. Because your answer is very interesting and I love. So don't answer that. So fill-ins, who would you use? How soon are you going to get a hold of them to fill in for one of your KJ shows? Could you call them 2 hours before? Are they dependable? Could they make it? So I think that's going to be next week's show. Dennis is dealing with a door over there quietly. I don't know what's behind that door.
Hey, it's the bathroom.
Dennis, I'll take door number 2. Door number 2.
What was the question, Eric?
I didn't have a question. I said next week's show is when you have a fill-in, when you need a fill-in.
Oh.
Who do you call, or who did you call? Was it? And believe me, there's a bunch of answers here, and I'm going to throw a few out next week. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So
I had a backup person that I always dealt with. We kind of partnered with each other.
Save it for next week. Save it for group.
Sorry, dude.
This is group.
I'm kidding. This is group. Yeah, that's funny. Listen, thank you guys. Thank you guys. We're cutting it maybe a little short tonight, but I think we got to the point with Impatient Singers, and well, it is what it is, and you will encounter them, believe me. And
yes,
it's
absolutely.
It's not going to be a one. It's not going to be a one and done.
No.
This happens.
Maybe.
Yeah,
there's even some that are there's some that take it so seriously that they'll sit there with a pen and a notebook and write down this one's up now and this, you know what I'm saying? They'll keep track of the location.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I was supposed to be up after Harry.
If you fudge it at all, they're right up there calling you on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how we get new singers in. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to get bumped, but just by one song. I've got to feather these in.
I used to do every rotation. I did the new one every other person.
Yeah.
That's how I feather them in.
Awesome. All right. Until next week, guys. Peace. Have fun.
All right, man.
And thank you all for
All right. It was great seeing you
being
guys.
in here.
Talk to you next week.